like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
You know, I know people laughed at Andrew Yang yesterday, but I still haven't heard anybody say what's wrong with his position.
One major problem is that we're guided almost solely by GDP, stock market prices, and profitability. And the issue is that with AI and new technologies, those things are just going to keep on going up and up. Well, not the stock market. I mean, the stock market eventually is not going to stop going up. But GDP is going to keep going up even as more and more Americans get displaced. You know, I mean, if you have like trucks magically drive themselves, that's like a boon to GDP because you can get the same work done without having to spend all this money on humans. But is that going to be good for human well-being? In a lot of communities, it's going to be devastating for human well-being. So we need new measurements that actually correspond to human well-being. Things like median income and wealth, levels of engagement with work, mental health and freedom from substance abuse, childhood success rates, environmental quality, proportion of elderly in quality situations. So you can map these things and say, hey, like we need to start driving our economy towards human well-being. We need to make the market serve us as opposed to having us all serve the market. Because if it's us all serving the market, we are going to be screwed. Because the market is going to zero out the truck drivers, it's going to zero out the accountants, it's going to zero out a lot of people upcoming. AI is just now hitting a point where it's going to be able to assume the roles of hundreds of thousands of call center workers and bookkeepers and a lot of other things that we have a lot of people doing right now. So we need to have new measurements for the economy that correspond to our well-being and then start driving in that direction. And the great thing here is that this would free up these corporations to start doing things that help people. Right now, I know CEOs and board members and they say, my hands are tied because I must optimize for one variable. Like
shareholder.
Yeah, quarterly profitability, shareholder value, like which are tied together. So if there's something else, I can maybe get away with it for like one quarter. If things are going really well, I can like do something on the side and be like, it was good PR. So we need to fundamentally change the way that the goalposts are set up if we want to reorient towards an economy that will serve us in what is, again, the greatest technological shift in human history.
Improving the national discourse?
Yes. So what's funny is if you sit someone who's conservative down and then you prime them by saying you're rich, you're invulnerable, nothing bad can happen to you, then their views become much more liberal and optimistic. Right now, 59% of Americans cannot pay an unexpected $500 bill. There's a mindset of scarcity that has swept the country. And the Freedom Dividend would reverse that. We have to restore a sense of abundance and opportunity to really the majority of the country, which right now is trending very much in the opposite direction. And that's what the Freedom Dividend will enable us to do. It will help make people more rational, optimistic, and abundant, and entrepreneurial. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs, created thousands of jobs, and that's what we need. Democrats and Americans around the country have one question for their nominee, and that is who can beat Donald Trump in 2020. Many Americans were desperate for some kind of change agent. The problem is that so many people feel like the economy has left them behind. I'm focused on solving the problems that they see around them every day. And I'm laser focused on trying to make their lives better. The reason why Donald Trump is our president today is that we've automated away 4 million manufacturing jobs. The more manufacturing jobs were lost in a voting district due to automation, the more blue turned to red in that district. I'm one of only 2 candidates in the field that 10% or more of Donald Trump voters say that they would support. Well, I'm building a coalition of disaffected Trump voters, independents, libertarians, and conservatives, as well as Democrats and progressives. I believe I'm the candidate best suited to beat Donald Trump. It is not left, it is not right,
It is forward, and that is where I'll take the country in 2020.